Hey, what's going on, everyone? Well, you know why I am here. I did not intend to go live tonight. I intended to take this night off, and I thought that all coverage from the triple zeros in Ann Arbor 2 weeks ago would be all the coverage would be about the bowl game and the Citrus Bowl. But we got some news yesterday. And I'm going to come say some words about it. I know everybody else has things to say, so I'm going to try to be brief. I will see you guys on the other side of the yellow and blue. Thank you to Span Marchiola 7260. He was the first one in before the stream started. He says it's important that they keep this young undisciplined team together. Fans were expecting a playoff team in early 26 and 27. Yep, that's right. Getting a rising star long-term might chase off half the team. I like Sanders. John Stoops says, hello and go blue. Coach Antoine says, what up, Doc? All right. I know Marmar's going to come through here and he's going to want to snatch the mic. So let me just say what I need to say, and then we'll jump in. So I promised to be brief. Late yesterday evening, today was the holiday party at my good government job, and they were cleaning out the fridge yesterday. And yesterday, late afternoon, I went to look for my avocado drizzled in olive oil and sea salt, and it was gone. And I go back to my cubicle, and I wondered what happened to my avocado. And I'm sitting there, and I decided to browse YouTube, and I saw Maze Madman. And his show said, Sherrone Moore fired. And so now I'm thinking about my avocado, who threw away my avocado. And I'm thinking, okay, is this a real headline or is this fake? So I quickly went to Google on my smartphone and I Googled Sherrone Moore. And sure enough, Sherrone Moore fired as the Michigan head coach. Guys, I thought I made my short last night. I was doing a stream on another channel last night, so I couldn't come on and react to it. But all night, my mind was kind of spinning and thinking and just trying to come to grips with it all. Our program has been through a lot. We won a natty in 2023. There was the COVID year, and then even during the Cinderella run in 2021, there was the undigging of the corpse from the Bo Schembechler years. Okay, and what happened with their team position during the Bo Schembechler years that kind of went away. Then there was a Hamburger Gate, and then there was the illegal scouting, right? And then even after winning the natty, there was, during the championship run, there was all that scandal and all the chants of cheaters from Buckeye fan, from Spartan fan, from Terrapin fan. I saw that live at the game that season. And then there was Jim left, went to the NFL, and then Sherrone took over. It didn't look pretty in 2024. It looked a little bit better this season, but it still didn't quite look like what we had before Coach Harbaugh left. And the question is why? Why didn't it look similar, even though the cupboard was being restored and we had a $12 million man, our phenom quarterback. Why didn't it look the way that it did? Why did Sherrone look distracted at times? Those were all things we were scratching our head about, and things that we were wondering during the season. I was at work. I was thinking, I'm gonna Antoine. We're gonna talk about that. I was thinking, when I saw Sherrone, the Maryland game, when they won the 1000th game, I hung out outside of the Maryland Stadium like a lot of Michigan fans do. The players were coming out. Mikey Samer still came out. I believe Blake came out. They all got on the bus and they drove away. The next week they beat Kyle McCord and Maserati Marvin, but Sherrone came out as well, and Sherrone had an entourage, and he was the hot thing. I remember that he was, and I was thinking, should I try to take a picture with Sherrone? But he walked out. He was the young coach, the coach who won the game at Penn State by running the ball. He was the coach that won that game there at Maryland, and then he won the next week, beating Ryan Day with that Rod Moore interception. Okay, and yeah, a lot of thoughts went through my head today and last night. The biggest thing I'm thinking, obviously, the team has to move on. Okay, but you're thinking, okay, why Sherrone? Why would you indulge in this? Okay, I've never been married. Truthfully, you do hear stories about some parts of marriages getting stale. Okay, you're the head football coach at a storied football program. You have some would say godlike status, and you have access to things, but why would you do that? Why would you get involved in something like that? And I think that, especially with what we've seen in this society as a whole, men in power, men having positions of power, men having things to lose, why would you get involved in something like that? So I thought a lot about that. That would explain the stress of what was going on, what was going on. That would explain why he looked, in addition to the team not performing up to the level between 2021 and 2023, he looked a little dazed at times on the sidelines. And having that amount of mental stress, having that going on in your mind with having this mistress and having her get pregnant, and that would explain why he looked a little bit dazed. It may be why he wasn't paying as much attention to certain details on the team. All of us were asking questions about, why is there no discipline? Why aren't they tackling the way that they're supposed to tackle? Why are they getting penalties? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Well, if your head man is distracted, then that would explain why other parts of the program why key parts, little details were slipping away. I feel for him, despite the fact that he did not seem to appreciate his position, and he did not seem to value his position. I feel for him, and I feel for his wife and what they're going through. And his wife is very lovely, but marriages. I've never been married, so I don't know what all goes into that. But I know that marriages go through struggles. But I will say, before I pin the link, one of the things I was looking for one of my game programs here. I have a stack of things here. One of the things that they show you in the here it is. Hopefully all of this doesn't fall down. This is a my stack didn't fall down. This is a 2023 football yearbook. So I got this at the first game, the kickoff of the 2023 season, the East Carolina game. And you know, guys, it matters. It matters. You know, in each of their bios, these guys, you know, it lists out where their hometown. It lists out the school they went to. It lists out their coaching experience. And then, you know, at the end of all of their accolades and their accomplishments, they typically list out who they're married to, who their family is, how many children they have. And, you know, one of the things that's front and center in these programs is not just the coaches, but also their wives and their families. So that image that matters. Okay. And the image of your program that matters. And you want your head coach and you want your guys at the top who are shepherding and taking and teaching the kids and teaching the players the game and how to be men. You do want those guys to be responsible guys, and you don't want those guys misrepresenting and mismanaging the enterprise that is that football program. That football program is $1 billion enterprise, and you need to make sure that the guys you're bringing in to run that are going to represent the school well, and they're going to be conscientious about teaching the kids, and they're going to set an example and not set the program back for a lack of discipline and a lack of foresight. So those are all things that I thought about. Marmar has just demanded the link. The Dom Father is there in the chat. Coach Antoine is there in the chat. I'm going to pin the link, and I'm going to get out of the way and let you guys come up and put your 2 cents in. There's a picture of Sherrone. This is 2023. This is the East Carolina game. He was the co-offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach. And I just found this as well. Guess who was the quarterback's coach that year? Kurt Campbell. All right, I'm going to drop the link, and I'm going to shut up, and you guys can take it away. Hold on. Give me 1 second here, Marmar. I know you're chomping at the bit. I just saw a Buckeye fan come in here, and that's the other unfortunate thing, Sherrone. He doesn't hear me, but you've given Buckeye fan and Spartan fan all the ammo they need now to just keep pestering us and disparaging our program. You've given them all the ammo they need, and these things have a way of coming back. You think you're having a little affair. The same thing happened to the Boston Celtics coach a couple of years ago. You think you're having an affair. You think you're nobody knows. You think it's not going to get out, but these things have a way of bubbling back to the surface. So here we are. So now Michigan needs to make a solid hire. They need to keep this nucleus of players together. That's going to be the key, Ken. And now Ward Manuel is on the hot seat, because the question is, what did Ward know? What did you know, Ward? Did you try to sweep this under the rug? What did Ward know? Ward's been on the frying pan, it seems, for a little while himself, but now he's also on the hot seat. Marmar sent me something earlier saying that he got the axe, so Ward may have gotten the axe. So it's just not the series of events that none of us thought we would be in leading up to the bowl game. What's going on, Dom?
How's it going, Doc?
Good. How are you?
Good. Marmar,
I forgot to play one of your drops, man.
No, don't play that shit today. Sorry. Don't you play that. Don't play that drop. Don't play that Sherrone. We'll get back to Sherrone. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, we all human beings, and we all live in a glass house. You shouldn't throw stones. He made the mistake, a big mistake, and now he has to go and correct it. Once he get through his dealings with his mental health, and he got to move forward. I believe the man that we know as Sherrone Moore, can bounce back and make this, make this right for himself. So right the shit, ride it out right now, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. How would you know if Ward staying? Oh, I know why. But that's another day. Y'all see soon. I'm just telling y'all that right now. I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. But y'all gonna like what y'all gonna like it.
Okay.
Just say this. The number 2 recruiting class in the nation.
Okay, so Marmar sounds like they're not in danger. We're not in danger of losing our recruiting classes and the team breaking up. That's what I'm hearing you suggest.
No, I'm saying the number two recruiting class in the nation right now. Who is that?
Don't know.
I don't know, Marcel. I'm not saying.
Look it up real quick. Cause I'm on my phone. I ain't got a computer like y'all genius people. I use the phone. I can't carry my laptop around with me. People like, man, you stop every time. Yeah, the tight. I was playing.
According to this, it's Georgia.
Who's number 3?
Alabama.
Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, number 3.
Notre Dame.
Nah, he's got number 3 for Alabama. And who you got for number 3?
For Notre Dame.
What side? Who you on?
I was just looking at on 3.
You on 3? Who you with, Anwar?
Let's see. I just looked at the Google AI. Let's see. Well, I will defer to Dom there.
So who's number 4?
According to Rivals, it's
Texas
it's Oregon.
A&M.
Okay.
Or Oregon.
So what number is Alabama?
They're number 3.
Okay. The number 3 class in the nation is Alabama. There you go.
On Rivals, on 3, it has Rivals, Southern Cal, Notre Dame, Oregon, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State.
So Alabama is 4th and 3 on the 2 different ones.
Yeah.
So it really don't. It's back and forth on different ones. So number 3. So we got the number. Listen, the number 3 class in the nation. So Kalen DeBoer comes to Michigan. He has the number 3 class in the nation. Woo! Compared to the 11th class in the nation. That's a big difference. Big difference. Then, if Kalen comes DeBoer, he gets to pick between both classes to make it the number 1 class overall, not on paper, but through picking through it and who you want to come to Michigan. I'm not hinting at anything. Did you catch that, Anwar?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hinting at anything.
Okay.
But some things are already been in stone.
Okay. All right. So there's a game behind the game here. Is what I hear you saying. And some pieces have already been.
Are you catching what I'm saying?
Moved
Yeah,
around.
we could pillage their team.
Who?
Pretty much. We could poach their players. We could poach Alabama's players in the portal.
Nope. I'm saying who they coach right now.
DeBoer.
Okay.
Yeah, we get him. We poach the team, just like Signetti did with.
Thank you. There you go. Boys, buckle up, because it's about to be a fun ride for the next couple years.
Okay. All
I
right.
can't say too much to the fans in here because I don't want it to slip out. But yep, it looks like that is a given. It's written in stone.
Okay, let's. We have Marmar's crystal ball there. Dom, what's your reaction to all of this?
I'm just really, I'm still very disappointed. I wanted Sherrone to have success. I really wanted him to be successful, and the whole thing just is crazy. And if a man doesn't want to get a woman pregnant, then he won't get her pregnant. And I wonder, okay, you got 3 kids. He just had a baby last year, I believe,
No,
or
this
early,
past summer.
or early this past summer. And I believe that for him to do something like that, I think he wanted to keep her tied to him. And why would he want to keep her tied to him? I don't, maybe that was the first woman he connected to, obviously sexually, but maybe also mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I mean, I don't know if you gentlemen have ever had that connection. I've had it twice in my life. Once I was way too young, and then the other one came along 20 years later, and unfortunately she was married. And the first one made sense. I didn't have the, I was too young. I was 23, 24. And then the second one, it just, I walked away from that saying, was any of that real, or should she be in Hollywood? And you know,
Why is she not fired too, though? Think about that.
Because they don't want her to. They're doing anything possible to have her.
No. But the letter that the president sent out today, interim president, is that we do not condone any of this at the University of Michigan. Any staffer, student, athlete, it don't matter. The faculty, that's what it said in the letter that Blue Wolverine sent me today. So what I'm saying is, if that's not condoned by the coach of the University of Michigan, why is that condoned by the staff of the University of Michigan? She should be gone as well. If we're going to hold people accountable, we're going to hold it fairly. If that's what the letter says.
Mar, they're concerned about massive lawsuit from this lady. I'm reading here earlier in the day, NBC's Nicole Auerbach reported that Manuel was alone when he fired Moore and was without a human resources representative or any security in the room. In addition, Auerbach reports that Michigan had been aware that Moore had been struggling with mental health issues before the firing. So for Ward to act in that manner, if that's true, that's grounds for this girl to take legal action against the University of Michigan. That could be millions and millions of dollars. She could sue them more. The girl could sue everybody. And that's what they're afraid of.
So the first investigation, they both said no, there was nothing going on, right? Okay. Then Ward, that went behind both of their backs, hired a private firm to find out, and that's why what happened yesterday happened. Because Ward, it wasn't good enough. When the first investigation, because they kept hearing rumblings and they kept getting louder, they stopped before the Ohio State game. And then after the Ohio State game, the loss, which I think played a factor in it. Ward went and hired that private firm to investigate. Remember, Dom, private firm. We don't know if we don't know if Ward behind the sign stealing thing. Ward a backstabbing fool. Remember that. Remember that, Pete. Remember that.
Okay, we've been joined by Pen Game. Pen Game, welcome. Good to see you,
What's
bro.
going down, man? What's going on, man? It's been, just really tiring, man, with this thing going on. And it's just I'm looking at it, war manual has to go. Because here's the thing. Who's the last man standing in this whole thing? Who's the last guy left in this equation? Harbaugh's gone. Everybody from that particular regime has moved on, has been penalized properly, or whatever you want to call it. Sherrone Moore was the last one besides Ward Manuel that is left attached to that football program during that tenure. He's the last one left. All signs point to the last man standing, and that is him. So, from a leadership role, you have to be held accountable for what's going on, and at some point, just by what has happened with these incidents, it has to become a standard at a university like Michigan you've had the pleasure of going to and graduating from and attending, and it just that's just how things go in the real world for everybody else. If they're doing a job and they're not doing that job well, they're going to be held accountable for their shortcomings on the job. So I'm looking at that in particular as being the last leg left on that, get a fresh, clean start for Michigan as far as moving on without having that last little leg from that era still attached to the program. As far as Sherrone Moore is concerned, his health and mental state is the most important thing that he needs to be worried about, and his family, of course, from what has transpired. But is there some truth to some of these statements that are going around about his mental health and what have you not possibly true? And I'm definitely going to weigh on the signs of yeah, could definitely be true. Would have loved for him to prepare himself more and be a little bit more strategic with that happening. Example given, be able to leave with a buyout, not even going to go into the details of how you do that, but just making sure that if I got people over my back and I'm feeling like I might be pushed out, I might make sure that I'm leaving on the terms where I can at least get my buyout. So if you didn't have time to do that because something had already been transpiring, you didn't have time to really clean up your mess, that's when you get into this situation. And I believe that could have been something that he wasn't prepared for. He thought he was home free, so to say, feeling a little comfortable that this has been allowed, and not necessarily taking it for granted, but just thinking that it's gone away or it's going to be covered. Don't know full extent, but that's just me and my personal experiences dealing with life and being around football coaches and things of that nature, and being a part of programs. That stuff happens pretty much on every level at some way, shape, or form. Rather, it's usually as students, um, cheerleaders, whatever you may have it. I've heard it all, seen it all. So, not going to be oblivious to these things happening. Had a female high school mate, not saying names, but at the time at Kansas State, her mother was having an affair with one of the coaches. I was in middle school then. Seen this lifestyle happening before my eyes for many years. So they knew about this. You don't live in the town. We were in Manhattan, Kansas at that time. Manhattan, Kansas population is less than Bill Snyder Stadium on a game day, especially when the kids are gone during the summer. So that town, things spread around really quickly. You can't tell me that this wasn't known in Ann Arbor way before it came to this. Pivotal figure like him being around this woman, and we all know the chemistry between the woman and the man. At some point in time, you can tell when people are talking. You can tell when something's going on, and I just know with the comfortability that I've been seeing people had to have known about this, and to not act on it appropriately immediately leads to all the suspicion that is being brought upon Ward's plate. And I'm thinking everything is justified at this moment. And if you didn't want these things to be coming out and to be contradictory, or, you know, making it look like there's scandals within scandals, then you take care of things the right way through protocol. So that's what you do. That's why you stop these things from transpiring like that, and you're good. So that's my take. I would like to hear from you guys, or somebody else take it. But it's just a real emotional day. Really wanted him to succeed. Kind of felt he had the world on his shoulders there. Didn't know it went to that extent. To hear him talk about that is very disturbing, because if he doesn't do anything to get fired, he's the victim here. And no one's going to hear that, because they're only going to think about him getting fired. You remove that out of there, out of the equation, he's got a case here, like that woman has a case. Like, there's some shady stuff going on here. So, it's almost like early stages of my marriage, when I would be with my wife and learning how to be a man, that to be able to deal with a woman. You're not really worried about proving who's wrong or right. You're just trying to hear what they have to say. Let them be able to speak. Let them get their emotions off their chest. It takes a while for a young man to learn that. You know how many arguments you get into and misunderstandings before you get to that point where you understand that, hey, I need to let her talk. I need to let her vent. Let her, she's wired different than you. So this woman being put underneath that prep, man, this Michigan saga needs to come to an end. Like, we are dealing with more stuff than what we need to hear and what we signed up for. We signed up for football, basketball, or whatever sport of your liking. Nobody signed up for this stuff and to be professional body examiners or lawyers or whatever. Those of you that studied that, great. But we're not looking at, we're coming to this thing for football and sports. We're not coming to talk about all this stuff that's been going on underneath Ward's watch. So that's why I'm like, it's time to clean. You got to clean up your mess at some point, Michigan, and be the leaders and the best, and lead and be the best at doing what you should be doing, which is cleaning house.
Well, I'm just tripping because Marmar knew and Marmar didn't tell me.
He didn't tell me either. He didn't tell me either. He didn't let me know either.
I'm joking, man. No, but X is lit right now, man. They're showing pictures of her. They're showing that video of him and her, and it's just people who normally don't talk about Michigan football are making content on Sherrone Moore right now. So yeah, I agree. Penn game. It sounds like you think Ward Manuel should be out of there. J.R. Morris, do you want to say something? Welcome.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, we're all right, brother.
Yeah, I hear you. It's been rough the last 24 plus hours. I'm disappointed in Sherrone. He made some bad decisions. But, I've heard some more of this stuff. I don't know how much you guys have heard. I'm ready after tonight, it's over. I don't want to hear it. It's time to move on. It's Michigan. But,
yes.
Yeah. I guess yesterday or Tuesday, Sherrone informed this woman that he was removing her from her position. And that's why the story changed. Sam Webb just reported it here on his dropping dimes. Okay, because they hadn't had any evidence. Everybody's known about it. It's been going on 2+ years. Okay, yeah, this didn't just happened overnight. It's been going on for years.
And it's funny, and you JR, right?
Yes, sir.
It's funny that you say that, because you are, I call it boots on the ground. You're the climate, the temperature. I'm coming from a perspective of just dealing with people in quasi music industry, so to say, dealing
Yeah.
with people in these realms of life. And I think people they really don't understand that these worlds are intertwined together. They're
Oh, you're correct.
intertwined together, and
Absolutely.
they are operated the same way.
Yes. Yep.
These things get brushed under the rug every day of the week.
Every day. Every
this
day.
is this is not even an issue, and I don't try to sound insensitive to people. I'm an artist. I do music. So when I speak, I'm speaking out of a place of real. I'm not trying to offend people. I'm just being real, because the
Yep.
world is a very real, cold, cruel place, and that's
Yep.
all I relay to people when I speak. And you are absolutely on the freaking money, because I told Mar before we got on this show exactly what you said. I said, this has been
Yep.
going on for a while. Look at that woman's body language. Look at the
Yeah.
comfortability and the way they walk. Look at
Yep.
what they're doing. I wouldn't have had that woman nowhere near me.
Nowhere. Nowhere.
You would have to be between me and her publicly. If me and her
Yep.
are screwing, I'm having you, Doc, hell, somebody is gonna be right there at all times. I'm never being seen alone with this woman. Never.
Never. Never.
Never.
And I'm sure you've seen it. I know I've seen this plenty. Some of these people are brazen.
Well,
Okay. Go ahead. Anyway.
something I thought about last night is, you know what? There's no place Sherrone could go in Michigan without being recognized.
Exactly.
Yep.
So even if they went to a micro hotel or somewhere out in Novi or somewhere up in
But to have her on the
Muskegon,
sideline, to have her on the sideline, and your wife's on the sideline as well. I mean, wow.
That's
You
you
know, that's,
cannot, you guys, you can't, people want to say what they want to say, but
yep.
let's be
Hey,
honest. Let's
but
be
hey,
honest here. You
and they
don't
were
win one
following
game,
each other on social media.
you don't win one more game, maybe two. You don't win one more game without that stuff on the sidelines distracting you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one more win at least.
What's it tell you about the team?
That
They knew.
they knew. They had to know.
Yeah,
They
but
knew.
and
They
they
knew.
all band together and
They the
they
ones.
played that way.
Hey,
Yes,
they the
that
ones
tells you a
that.
lot about those guys. And
Yeah.
that's why I tell fans sometimes, just be quiet. When you're
Yep.
criticizing these players and sometimes this stuff is in the pipe and people don't
Yeah.
know about. It's always something going on in locker rooms that people don't know about, and they're criticizing
Absolutely.
these kids and they don't know what these kids are dealing with. That's
No.
why I do not criticize players
Nope.
unless it's NFL or whatever, then
Correct.
it's fair game. I don't
Yes.
like criticizing college kids because
No.
they're not really in control of anything. Yeah, they're getting money now, but
Correct.
hell, they're not in control of nothing. Are any of these guys going to have input on the next coach?
No.
Like, they don't have that much control what people are thinking. But you're on the money here. I like to hear more of what you got to say about this.
But you hit the nail on the head because we don't know what these kids have been dealing with. You know, I shouldn't call them kids. They're 18 to 22-year olds, but
Yeah.
they're living
They
this every
are.
day. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, buddy.
you said what you just said that uh we don't know what they've been dealing with. The kids have been speaking out. The players have been speaking out throughout Schembechler Hall. That how I learned of this story is that one day on TJ's show, Rocky came up.
Hmm.
Rocky was the first time caller,
Yeah.
and he got to showing all this memorabilia that kids they get the players after they graduate or before they graduate or they leaving the team and going to the NFL or going off in their University of Michigan degrees. And he had all this. He was cool with a lot of players, and he said, Sherrone. And then when he went off of that, he said Sherrone Moore got a Mel Tucker story. He was like, "What?" And then I
Hmm.
was like, nah, don't walk past that. Let me know. And then he contacted me and let me know, but I couldn't say nothing.
Right.
I couldn't say nothing. And
I've been
yeah,
hearing the
but he said it
rumblings
was.
for.
He said, yeah. He said it was gonna drop once soon,
I'm
soon.
not
He said it
surprised.
needed to be. He said before the Ohio State game or after the Ohio State game,
I'm not
and after
surprised, man. The
and it
guys,
dropped at the yeah.
did
I'm
did you
not
guys
trying
see the
to.
picture?
defend Ward in any way, and I'm not going to bash him. Okay, it's not how I am.
Okay.
But he didn't hire this firm. Okay,
He didn't.
I don't know if you realize a lot of donors have backed out because of Sherrone.
Yeah, I know that.
He
But
did.
but
He
Okay.
the
did
word
not
They
is
hire.
the
hired.
word
They
yeah, the
Did
hired.
not hire
word
him.
is that what I was told that Ward did hire the firm.
No,
That's coming
that's
from
incorrect.
that's
Okay.
coming from that's coming from Angelique from the Detroit Free Press.
Yeah, she incorrect. Big donors hired this firm because they
I
knew there was
believe
some
it.
stuff. Because all the rumblings, all the national media knew this, but they couldn't say it because of libel laws and different things.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
you
you
can't just
spending
spread
millions of
rumors without
dollars.
having
This
proof.
is not worse than what Mel Tucker did. Mel Tucker was
No,
jacking
you're
this shit on
absolutely
the
correct.
phone. Hey,
Yep.
he was jacking this shit on the motherfucking phone.
Well,
Hey,
with a rape victim.
Yeah.
I'm always
Okay,
gonna. Hey,
yeah.
I'm
So
always
it's
gonna
nowhere
take a
close
shot.
to that. That's why I
I'm
said
always gonna.
tonight, this is it. Let's move the hell on. It's time, be Michigan.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a
You
shot
know?
at I like to take shots at rivals every chance I get. At least our coach touched base. That's all I gotta say on that. You want to bring up Michigan State? At least our coach touched base. So
Swig.
we'll leave it at that. But yeah,
Safe.
none of it was good. But at least our coach touched base, and at least his was sensual. So we'll leave it at that. Allegedly, I should say allegedly. I don't want to say that on these platforms and not know.
And
So
Marmar and Anwar, you guys
allegedly,
say DeBoer or not?
the board.
The board. It is the board.
Yeah. And 247 has Bama ranked number 2. On 3 has them 3. Okay.
That's good
Hey,
enough.
Yeah.
listen.
We'll
Now
take
he
that.
got the pick of the listen. He coming to a great situation. Great
Two
Yeah.
classes
situation.
at your disposal, pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
at your disposal. Because
you'll get the
kids,
pick of the litter from them.
yep, you get to pick the litter and then
But
you go from there.
but the only thing I'm
And they
gonna tell
gonna look
you,
at hey, listen, they gonna look the part.
oh yeah.
They gonna look the part with the board.
What you
He's
got?
gonna get immediate because if you paid attention to him when he went to Alabama, he went 9-3 last year. But that was a good 9-3 compared to our 9-3.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I
he had
remember him in
Jalen
Indiana.
Milroe.
Yeah. Yeah. Not even a confident quarterback.
And they beat Georgia in his first
Yep.
year.
Yeah, he's beat him twice.
He's 2-1 against Georgia.
That's correct.
Yeah, guys.
What are
Yep.
your
Okay.
thoughts, Anwar?
Well,
You're
uh,
muted.
yeah. Can you hear me?
You're muted.
Marmar, can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you.
I
You can hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can.
I don't hear him.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Pen
Yeah, I
Game. I
can
can hear
hear you.
Marmar. I can hear everybody.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I hear Anwar.
I can hear Doc.
Yeah, I'd be happy
You
with the
try to
board.
refresh.
I'd be happy with the board. From what I hear, he also has Michigan roots. I mean, for what that's
Yeah,
worth.
Eastern
So
His
Michigan.
wife is from his wife is from Ypsilanti.
He
He
coached
worked
at
at
Eastern
Eastern
Michigan.
Michigan. Yep.
Yeah.
so he would understand coming into this situation and the history of it. So
Who was that?
DeBoer.
I'm sorry. DeBoer. Okay, go ahead.
He got Eastern Michigan ties. His wife from Ypsilanti.
Yeah, he was at Indiana.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, another
Yeah.
coach coming from the Indiana tree.
Yeah. That
And,
was under
You know how
Tom
that
Allen,
turned
though.
out for us. Hey, listen. Don't be surprised if we don't go in Columbus and the board whip that ass.
Let's
Oh,
get him
yeah.
first.
all
Yeah,
right,
you got to
Marmar,
get.
you're trying to antagonize Easy J9727. He says Michigan has won one fluke title in 50 years and want to act like they ought to be fighting for a national championships every year.
They hired
And
him?
that simply ain't it.
No,
So,
not yet.
Tell him. These trolls, they come around. That's why Michigan's in the news. It's a blue
Hey,
blood.
Easy, your name
I don't
sound like
disagree
a
with the
weight
guy.
loss drug.
But I don't
That's what your
disagree.
name sound like.
I don't
Easy.
disagree with him. You know why I
Hold
don't
on, Penny
disagree with him?
Game.
Okay.
Let me roast him real quick. with bring that EZJ. That sounds like a weight loss drug. That you need to you use if you're trying to lose weight.
My goodness, I don't disagree with the guy.
EZJ 927 927.
Pen game. Go ahead.
No, I'm like when these guys do this stuff, man. You know, a lot of these people are just people that's getting on here and just fans of their team and they're going off. Like I don't care. It's about. I don't think people realize when it comes to Michigan, there's a certain speech that sticks out in my mind, and a part of a speech that sticks out in my mind, and it's no player or no coach is above
Absolutely.
the team. The
That
team,
team.
the
the
team, the
team, the
team.
team. Motion
If
and
you are
basketball.
A Michigan, the standards does not apply to most fan bases. That's why they don't really feel Michigan fans like that, the ones that are really Michigan fans. Because if a Gary Moeller was the first coach in my life, in my time I was younger that I saw just get dismissed at Michigan, and it felt like what happened. And Gary Moeller was out the next day, after the drinking and stuff. So I learned quick, fast, in a hurry that you know nobody's more important than the team. So Michigan pumps out a different product, and as a fan over the years, I became that way when I supported them. I knew, okay, Rich Rod ain't gonna be around here too much longer. I'm still a Michigan fan. I don't care.
Yep.
We're just not gonna be any good. So this new thing with this people trolling, I don't give a damn. I've been
Nope.
born a Michigan fan. I'm from Michigan. I don't care about nothing y'all saying. I'm still gonna
At
root for my
all.
team. I don't care.
Regardless.
Have fun, troll, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these new fans that is really bent by that stuff. I don't care.
That's it. Hey, Pin
I
Game,
do
let
not
me
care. I'm never gonna cheer for Ohio State. I don't care if they're 1,000 times better than us. I'm never gonna cheer for them or any other one of our rivals. I don't care. That's just
hey,
how it goes.
hey,
So
Pin
I'm
Game.
not
So
bent when they say stuff like that. Go ahead.
so just like you said, we don't care. Just like after the game back on November 29th, I didn't care. They got
Yeah,
one.
sure. It was sure.
But
That's not
it
our
didn't
fault that
bother
Sherrone Moore
me.
messed up. It's not our
Yeah,
fault that
it
Sherrone Moore
yeah.
messed up. We wanted him
It
to
it
succeed, but it's not our fault.
we it didn't bother me like I thought it bothered me if we lost the game. It didn't bother me because I'm like, oh, something going on. Because last year he was prepared for this game. This year he looked out of sorts.
And there's no way in hell he could be prepared for this guy. We are all men. And anytime I'm really hate to say this, but anytime a man you see the most focused, most driven, most loyal, most honest man fall to their knees in tears over women. I mean, it's been notorious since the beginning of time. Women will knock you off your game. And when I knew that that woman realized who she was and knew that she was on the sideline, what I tell you, Marmar? I was like, she was on the sidelines, and you were like, of course. And I'm like, yeah, but I just didn't think about that. I'm like, dude, this guy shouldn't have been coaching when that stuff was going down, and they put him in that situation to be coaching. That's probably
And
why he was spaced out.
they knew it was.
That's probably why he was spaced out, because he started to realize something was shaking, and he's looking, because basically your wife's about to find out if she doesn't know. Your
Yep,
wife's
and
about to
you
find
looking
out,
over your back every
she
time.
doesn't know, and your mistress is right there on the sidelines with you during the game that you are coaching. Dude, that's a lot of pressure, man. That's a lot of stuff that people are not thinking about in real time. That is a lot to deal with. It's no wonder this team was looking the way that they did, very inconsistent. That's going to fall on the head coach, which is domino effect of falls on Ward Manuel as a leader in the athletic department, as your biggest cash cow in your athletic department is your football team, especially his. He failed this program miserably underneath the hardball and underneath this one. And You set your, it looks like you got your coach up out of there, whether it was donors or whatever. You didn't have his back all the way, because I'm sorry if this comes off brash to anyone out there, but I had this conversation with Mar, and this is realistic. What happened? They said Ward kind of like sneak attacked him at the end or whatnot. Didn't have any HR representative or anything present. What happens if this guy goes out in the parking lot and blows his brains out? Or what, or worse, what happens if they said he was emotionally unstable, right, and suicidal? Why did he leave Schembechler Hall and not go to with the proper mental people? Why was he allowed to be disgruntled and emotionally unstable for a week or two before that, where people said, hey, something's wrong with him? Why was this man allowed, knowing that you're going to fire him and knowing how passionate he is? He cried after the Penn State game. Why would you let an unstable person, as a human freaking being, walk out of there knowing you're about to crash their world, and you know what the circumstances are over? You know his wife is about to go ape. You let him leave. He could have killed himself, her, the children, whoever. And it would have been on that man's hands, being the last person that he spoke to at Michigan. Like, this could have went bad very quickly in a different way. And nobody's thinking about that, because they're just appalled with what happens every single day in college sports and high school sports and whatever sports. Happens every single day. Not to be insensitive to it, but come on. We got to wear big pants here. He was the one that was going to be at stake. Michigan fans, come on. We get to move on from him. What are we losing in this situation? So he's the one that has to deal with the stuff. And Ward not doing that, he could have caused a lot of damage, and having an unstable person lose their job, lose pretty much, wife is going to be going crazy, and you let this guy leave unstable. I just don't, but something in this story ain't clicking, man. Something's not clicking to me.
Well, I will say nobody looks good in their mugshots, but in Sherrone's mugshot, he's almost unrecognizable. He looks, feral and disheveled. And
are you talking about that orange one where he's got the orange like collar?
Yeah, whichever one they're posting where he's got that mean mug.
Doc, that one is has been flagged by Gronk at Gronk on X.
Yeah.
For artificially enhanced.
Okay.
It has a disclaimer underneath it by at Gronk on X, meaning the verifier that checks things out. That is an AI altered image.
All right.
So it's not really his mug shot, but this shot does look a little off. So but because Sherrone literally got a fresh lineup the other day. Shout out TJ Huzbanzada, who had plenty to say about that fresh lineup that Sherrone Moore gets. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't heard that, man, he was, man, Sherrone fresh on that sidelines, man. But yeah, it's funny how everybody's you guys, we talk about Michigan football and stuff every week, and now it's like the whole world's talking about it. And this is what you do every week, man. You always put out a good show, and now this is the topic of the world. So let all your views go up. Everybody like and subscribe, because this guy brings it every time, man. Has good content. Like and subscribe, please.
Amen. Your views will go up big time, Amor.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Don, would you be excited about getting DeBoer? Okay, he's still on his call.
No, sorry, I was muted, Doc. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Would I be excited about getting DeBoer? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, ideally, I want Jesse Minter.
I wanted Matt Campbell. That's who I wanted.
But DeBoer, I don't know. I'm just, you guys are talking about Sherrone's mugshot. I'm kind of laughing a bit. The one that kind of sticks in my memory is the one of James Brown back in 1988, after he went into some building with a gun, and then he went
hair all over the place.
And it's an interstate, chased by the police, and I don't know what the with the Godfather Soul was on back then, but my goodness, you know,
Yeah, I think
It
yeah.
had to be something
kind of
that
hanging
you
out
put on
too.
a table.
It's good to laugh a little bit. I am really I'm really disappointed about all of this. I'm trying to find, the reason, and I hope it's mental and this isn't some sort of excuse wrapped around it, but um, I just wanted the guy to succeed. And I'm really bummed about that.
I agree. I totally agree. And more,
Yeah, yeah.
I
I think
wanted nothing but the best for Sherrone in Michigan, but it just didn't happen.
yeah.
We all saw the signs. Good.
I was thinking last night. I was expecting him to be around for another year. I don't know. You're just expecting him to be there for another year, maybe another year or two, and so to have him just out like that, it's like wow, you know.
The one thing is, it really gave me, because I've been searching, Doc, all year, trying to find logic why week after week after bye weeks there wasn't no improvement, there was no changes in the game plan, and it was the same thing of inconsistency all year long.
Yes.
And now we know why he
Well,
wasn't.
it was smash. It
He
just wasn't
wasn't.
smash on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he
yeah, it
wasn't
was smash. All
monitoring the
right.
coaches.
Yeah.
He
That's
wasn't
right, Dom.
monitoring his staff. He just wasn't monitoring his staff. He placed too much trust, and quite honestly, those people on the staff, those coaches, they're like, why should I care? This guy's out doing what he's doing. They had to know. They
Yes. It became a very dysfunctional situation, Dom. With this, what we're finding out in real time, and that is not a good workplace on
Nope.
any level of work.
Yeah.
That's not a good workplace and I'll tell you what people start saying in places like that. In any workplace in the world is, man, I'm not doing all this work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or I'm not, man, this
Absolutely.
guy's over here wilding out, man. I'm not putting up, matter of fact, baby, we got to start looking around. This mom might get fired.
Yeah.
I bet you these are conversations that are happening with these wives of these assistants is, hey, man, we might have to start really looking. It's some stuff circulating. Coach is wilding right now. So those are conversations. If this, I saw a picture. I'll send it to you, Dom, of a lady took on her street,
I
and it's
saw that.
that one of Sherrone with
Yep.
walking with her on the street
I
during
I
game
seen
day.
that.
Yeah, during game day, that street is packed. We walk down that street all the time to come there during the game week. And for me to see it like that empty,
Yeah.
it kind of shocked me because I realized the street and I'm like, whoa, there's nobody out there. And I'm like, why are they there? If they're on the campus, they shouldn't be on that side of the street.
I'll be easy.
So they're walking comfortably together like that. And I told you guys, somebody is with me at all times if I'm with her. So to see him like that, I'm like, dude, Sherrone, man, you can't, like, some of the things that he did are just still not acceptable for what his title was and for what they were doing as far as if he felt it was justified that they were coming after him. Like, you did not set yourself up for success to exit. That's my only
Hey,
gripe, my only
can I,
problem.
Pin Game, can I say something?
Yes,
Dom has
yeah,
been
my brother.
on for the last 2 years. Dom said that Sherrone Moore was the fall guy of Jim Harbaugh.
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah.
And that's
And you
what
know
we are
what?
witness today.
You know what? As
Because
soon as they found
the
out,
proof is that what JR said and what I read earlier, the donors and what I heard yesterday, that the donors backed off of Sherrone.
well,
The
Doc,
donors.
Doc, what do you think about this? Because I hear Marmar, and we talked about this earlier. If in any type of professional setting, when you realize this is the time that you can terminate an employee because you don't have to pay him anything, you realize you've hit that point, you got enough evidence in your investigations or whatever, and you know that buyout is gone. So I'm thinking also that buyout, not no realizing you don't got to pay it because you got a cause. Why we're hearing the news at once with this bombshell, and you think that could have been a strategical move by Michigan?
I believe so.
Well, I'll
Again,
give
back to what. Oh, you was asking
yeah,
Anwar.
I'll
Sorry.
give
Oh,
Dom his flowers.
you all can answer
I'll,
it, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I'm
I'll
going
give
back
Dom
up
his
with.
flowers.
Yep. Go ahead, Anwar. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I'll give Dom his flowers. Dom has been the one saying all along, why doesn't Sherrone have a nice, healthy,
Mm,
robust, long term contract?
mm-hmm.
And maybe this was stewing all along.
Mm-hmm. People think Dom is crazy. Dom said something to me. Dom said something to me one time, and I was like, I think it might have been on this show. And I said, "Hold on, Dom, you got a point, man." And the Ohio State fan had clipped this video and put it out, and I'm like, dude, that Dom has a point. This stuff happens in the real life,
Hey,
man.
hey, Dom and Ben Baller have been on it
Scandals
since.
happen within
Hey,
scandals.
yes. Um, Dom has been on it. Ben Baller has been
Mhm.
on it. Steven has been on it. That they all have said Sherrone Moore was the fall guy for Jim Harbaugh. And then them to fire him without cause. And then the way they gave him the contract in the
I did
second
not know
game of the
about that.
season last year, yeah, they fired him without cause.
I did
And
not know.
with cause, yeah, with cause. And then they only gave him the contract in because they weren't going to give him a contract. If y'all paid attention to how Ward dragged his feet, Dom spoke on that too. He dragged his feet to, and
Give
then
him the
people kept
contract.
asking, "Are you gonna give him after the New Mexico? I mean, after the Fresno State game, they kept asking, "Are you gonna give him a?" And then the like, what the day of or the day before the game of Texas against Texas, they gave him the contract.
But you know what was funny about that deal, and this is what I did not know. I did not know that there was verbiage in Harbaugh's contract that he would have that Sherrone Moore had to be the predecessing coach or the next coach. I did not know
Yep.
that.
That was after the 2020 season. Okay, Ward
So
got him to redo it because it was so bad, but Harbaugh did get that squeezed in there.
so if that's
Yeah.
not my guy, if and this is how the workplaces work, that's not my
What's
guy.
wrong?
So basically, that's what that says to me is that this is not my guy. So
So
I'm up here
play your
saying this guy's
syntax.
the next head coach of Michigan, but he's not my guy.
I'm
I'm
off band.
forced I'm forced to
Yep.
employ this man. He's not my guy. He's not our pick. We're forced to employ him. We got all these donors pumping in all this money. This
Correct.
guy, when you're looking at it from that optics, this guy is in the way of business flowing because we got
Absolutely.
the people that are putting in money are expecting us to not have him. So he's in the way of bigger money coming. That's why they're giving out little, And guys, I gotta say this because I'm the only person that said this, and I want this to go on this platform. I told a couple of people, do you guys realize what took place and nobody's talking about? During that Ohio State game, that was a silent protest. Am I the only one who picked up on that? That was a silent protest, and I'm gonna tell
Mhm.
you guys why it was a silent
Mhm.
It
protest.
was.
Because my guy was looking for tickets. Shout out Mr. Williams, a good Michigan fan out here in Kentucky with me, real good Michigan fan. He was looking for tickets. He's like, I'm not paying these outrageous prices. I said, man, have you checked on Facebook Market? Excuse the phrase, but I'm like, they're out here selling Michigan, Ohio State tickets like people on the corner.
Yep.
I said, man,
Yep.
they're selling they got like 2 for 300 deals. He was like, man, I checked on this and it was one ticket for four. I said, man, you can get two tickets for less than four right now.
Yeah.
They
That's why it was
sold those
a
tickets
scarlet
to
wave there
they should
because, yeah.
yep. They sold
Yeah, they
Okay.
were
And who
selling.
buys
Hey,
the
listen.
tickets? Who buys the
Yeah, I
tickets?
got.
The big donors.
Yep.
Yep.
And they sold those freaking tickets to them Buckeye fans. That
Exactly.
stadium was filled with red. And I was like, that's a protest. I said, they don't want him there. And they're showing it that they don't want him there by doing that
Absolutely.
protest. And no media member picked up on that. No Michigan insider, nobody said that. But you know why I know that? Because I know how shit works. Excuse my language.
Hey,
I know
pen
how stuff
game. I
works.
didn't have to see it. Say it. I seen it.
Yep,
Well,
I know
guys
you
like
were there.
Mar, Anwar, Doc, and yourself, we've watched this game for long enough. You never see that. You
Yep.
see a
I
small
have
You
piece
never
don't
of
seen
never
it
see
like that.
that.
never.
I ain't
That
never
was a
seen it
silent
like that.
protest. Money was
That was why.
talking.
That was why they didn't go celebrate in the middle of the field because they knew they had the whole section in the end zone.
Yep.
Okay,
Money was talking. That's
Yep,
called money
absolutely.
talking. Money was talking that day.
And those
Money
rich
was talking.
people, Pen Game, you know this. Those people with money, they're in that certain circle. They're talking with each other.
And they're very absolute. They want results now. And I don't think people understand that. They're worse than having like
You're yes,
the
absolutely
owner in the NFL franchise, like the Rooneys, good families, people
right.
that'll stick by their coaches. We've put this sport in a real bad place,
Well, and
because real bad place as far as expectations, because the
I
money that is coming from these people want snap of the finger results. They
now
want
I'm gonna.
snap of the finger results.
I apologize for overtaking you here, but I work for a very big institution. Okay, a college, another college. I'm not going to say the name. Start
Oh,
any
you're
crap
good.
already. Okay, the same thing goes on here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's all about who's on the board and who
Mm-hmm.
who is funneling money in there. That's who gets what they want.
Yep.
Okay,
Well, and
that's
let me,
exactly how it works.
Hey guys,
and can I,
I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. Let's get Steven.
Hey,
well, first of
let's
all,
do it.
pin game. First of all, I got to correct you. Dom is crazy. Don't do Dom. Dom is crazy like a fox. So I've been waiting 5 minutes to tell you he is crazy. Don't do that. But secondly, I don't know who the next coach is. I'm down to Fish I mean, Michigan needs a reset in my opinion. So I look at you can look at Washington all you want. Hey, Fish, he did pretty good with the personnel he had there. I think Michigan needs they don't need necessarily a home run, they need a safe hire. Like a ground rule double is still a ground rule double. You get what I'm saying? They don't
Mm-hmm.
need a home run because like Sherrone was like a field of choice almost. And
Okay.
I I'm gonna say this too. No matter who the next coach is, Ward Manuel cannot be allowed to
Thank
pitch.
you.
Ward
Thank
Manuel
you.
has to be gone by
Thank
this
you.
weekend. He cannot. I'm sorry. I know
Thank
some people
you.
like Ward Manuel. Ward Manuel is done so much. I was talking to Mom today. It ain't just a Harbaugh situation. It's the baseball coach, the hockey
The hockey
coach, the
coach.
softball
Yeah,
coach. These
everything.
people left under his watch. Like, no, you got to answer for that. And Kingpin got to go. Now, I'm pretty sure he's a nice guy, maybe, but there are no morals and principles. Now, Michigan is not the standard bearer for integrity. I'm not gonna say that. Things going everywhere. But with the last 5 years, what's going on, most, if not all of it, has been under your watch. Somebody has to be held accountable for that. I don't care what the race is. Ward has no morals and no principles. He hadn't. If he does, he hadn't shown it. So the next head coach should be picked after Ward is gone. Ward has to be gone by late Saturday, early Sunday. He can't go in the next week as a Michigan AD. He can't because now we get into territory where commits or signees might start to leave. You get what I'm saying? They need some stability. They need a safe hire. I like Jed Fish or I like Brom. DeBoer, I'm in Alabama. DeBoer is soft, man. If Justice Haynes wanted to come back, he's not playing under Kalen DeBoer. I'm telling y'all now. If he wanted to come back, so would you rather have Justice Haynes 1 more year or Kalen DeBoer for 5 years? You know, and Washington, he didn't get it done. They can throw all day, but Michigan is not a throwing team. They're not. The last two coaches who
Yeah.
come in who tried to run their offense was Rich Rodriguez and Brady Holt. It didn't work. Michigan has always been wear you out, dominate the trenches. That's
Yep.
not Kalen
Powerhouse
DeBoer.
Michigan.
Kalen DeBoer came into a situation where Alabama had Nick Saban up in the office above the stadiums. So when they recruit kids, Nick Saban is still there. Coach, like no, that's not. He can't go to Coach Harbaugh here. You get what I'm saying? So I'm landing the plane. But like I said, Dom is crazy. Yes, he is. That's my guy. I love him, but he's crazy. And Ward Manuel got to go. He got to be gone by this weekend. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, so it looks like we're on a award manual watch too.
Wait, they did make it official. Ward's not going.
They did.
Who
Where you
made it
get that
official?
at?
Yes.
I didn't hear
Cause
that. I didn't
Yeah,
hear
go
that.
look at Ross Dillinger. He's got a couple of the regents. Okay, Ward is going nowhere.
Man,
Yes.
Somebody has something on somebody, man. Somebody
Or
has
that,
something on
or
yeah,
somebody.
what's going to happen. You can't have an interim president, an interim head coach, and an
Yeah,
interim
that is
AD,
true.
and hire a new head coach.
That's true. That is true. That is true. I'm not gonna lie
So,
about that.
yeah, you
That
get a
is true.
coach hired, and then 3 to 6 months from now, oh, I've decided to take another job to move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
got it from I was on the Board of Regents Google search, and the word is that Ward was they were talking about firing Ward today.
But
Yeah,
they
that was
didn't do
false.
it.
Yeah, they had a phone call. They didn't have an official meeting with the sunshine laws, and that they have to disclose those ahead of time. They had a phone call. That's all they had today. Okay.
And that's the phone call. They didn't have a meeting. They were supposed to have a meeting today.
Yeah, no, there was no official meeting. All they did was have a phone call to discuss some business.
I'm gonna tell you this, guys. I'm not taking Michigan seriously until they get rid of him. I'm not taking them seriously until they get rid of him because
Touche.
he
No,
is all
he
fingers. There, guys, there's nobody else left. When are people gonna start waking up? There's nobody else left. He is the only one left that is standing from that regime. Everybody else is gone, show causes, or just left. Like he's the only guy left. Somebody has to be accountable for this, and we have to close the chapter on this book and move on in the public's eyes. Once you have a scandal break that's this big, any other business or any other form would have cut it bait. That's just
yeah.
how these things go. This is not, I'm not in here speaking stuff because I know it all. This is
No,
how
you're
this
speaking
stuff
facts.
works.
It's
Yes.
facts.
This is
Yeah.
how it works. He has to go night, and Sherrone Moore is like a mob member. Hey man, you got to do some time, man. You got to go away. You
Yeah.
shouldn't have did. We told you not to do that. We have rules. You broke the rules. You got to go away now for a little. That's what this is like. Sherrone, you go away. Now it is on Ward. Ward is the last one. He's violated and he has to go. He has to go by principle. By principle. It doesn't matter if you're, oh, we don't really have all the legal stuff together. This guy got to go. Like he gotta go, man. They gotta get rid of this guy. And I think just the faith and the goodwill will start to come our way a little bit, man. This guy's around and it's like you don't want to be 10 feet next to this guy, man. Something bad gonna
No.
happen.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's I know a lot of people want Jesse Minter, but we need to cut all these ties from all
Yeah,
this stuff.
nah, we
It's
gotta
time to
get
move
away.
on.
We gotta get away from this
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
man.
time to clean the image up and just start fresh.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't want to keep bringing back vessels from this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, on that note, I need to wrap up. So I'll give you all an opportunity to give a parting shot.
My partner
Yes.
shot is whoever the Michigan man is, the new Michigan man. This beat Ohio State. We'll win all the other games, but just natural them so we can just keep stuffing them in the locker. Because right now we down bad. 2025 for me has been a bad year. But I know on New Year's Eve it's gonna end good. With a Michigan win against Texas because of Bill Posey. And they love Bill Posey. You ain't heard the players? He more like a head coach than Sherrone Moore was.
I believe it. I believe it by optics. By my optics, I believe it. I saw it with my own eyes, and I'm not blind and oblivious to stuff. I can see and I can tell. I can see
They
it.
played
It's
different.
not a
10
secret.
games they played different under him.
Clear to see. Clear to
Well, it's
see.
because Biff allowed the coordinators to just play their games instead of
And
micromanage.
I'm gonna end mine on this, guys. Pleasure to be with you guys as always. Always love it.
Appreciate you.
What I'm gonna end mine is I'm gonna end it on a positive note for Sherrone and say, Sherrone, you've been around Michigan. You know one thing about us is we're forgiving, and you know that when you evaluate a Michigan coach 10, 20 years down the line, Sherrone, you are going to be known as a coach who had an affair. Yes, that's not going away. But you will also be known as a coach who was 2-1 against Ohio State. So in Michigan lore, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Once this stuff dies down, brother, and if you're coaching or just rehabilitating your life and that's what you're doing, hey, then much success to you in whatever you do next. I'm not going to beat down a dead horse. I want the man to rehabilitate his life, get his stuff back on track. You're 2-1 against Ohio State, sir. So there's some legendary Michigan coaches who can't say that. So at least Sherrone, you're 2-1 against Ohio State. You get my respect from that perspective. You get my respect, and I'm leaving it at that, guys. I'll holler at you guys another time.
Thank you, Pen Game.
Hey,
Thanks,
Pin
Ben.
Game, before you leave, I just want
Yes.
to know, how did Sherrone Moore get that good a class? That makes me wonder now.
What do you mean?
Was he out here Josh Gaddison?
Oh my God, you are.
Oh, geez.
Oh my
Hey
That's
y'all,
God.
hey
bad,
Doc
Omar.
gotta go. Hey Doc gotta wrap it up, y'all.
Oh my
Got
God,
respect.
I'm
Doc
out
gotta
of
wrap it
here,
up.
man. I'm out of
Mama gonna
Hey,
keep
here.
me up all
I
night.
just want to say, man, hey, shout out to Doc. Y'all subscribe to the channel, and to all the Buckeyes fans who and anybody who, because Michigan is going to be the laughing stock for next week or so, 2 weeks maybe, and I'm waiting for Pete Thamel. You know he's going to be talking.
Yeah. Still
Be
my
careful.
team.
Like when you don't kick somebody while they're down, because you just never know.
Still
Now
my
we
team.
did it the M-State, but don't think that scandals are meant for one university only. This is just Michigan's time right now. It is what it is. So don't get all high and mighty thinking that. And I see Buckeye fans all of a sudden they love Michigan channel. Don't think stuff can't happen to y'all. I'm not wishing it on you, but be humble. Be humble, or at least pretend to be humble like your head coach. Because you got your one win this year. You got your one win this year because you stole Michigan's blueprint, and we had a coach who didn't know what he was doing. That's not gonna enjoy it now. Caleb Downs is gone. Jeremiah's got 1 minute. All these guys. I mean, you ain't recruiting like you thought you would. You ain't there yet, and you lost to Indiana, who ain't recruiting nowhere near you. So enjoy it. And I'm following every. Hey, y'all keep doing y'all thing. Have a good night. This is one situation. It's all good. We're gonna be all right. I promise you. Y'all follow my channel if you want to watch my class at SGB1218. You got any questions, any criticism, anything? You can look at my channel. Just we have fun over there. So I'll appreciate you, Doc.
The
More,
women
Dom.
that
I'm
you
here with y'all.
train, Steve, might disagree with that having fun because you put them women to work, man.
I know, man. All right, man. Hey, y'all have a good night. I love you guys, man. Straight
All
up.
right,
Go blue.
You too.
Later.
Go
Go
blue,
blue.
baby. Go blue.
all right. Dom, Jr. I think Marmar and Pen Game went.
Go ahead, dog.
Thank you, Doc. First, I want to say, you know what? I love your channel. It's refreshing to have adult conversation with consideration to allow one another to talk, listen, point counterpoint. It's just not prevalent on so many other channels. A few things to think about as I leave. Harbaugh I was just writing some notes down as people were talking. Is Harbaugh's, that contract in 2020, a man doesn't become a cheater overnight. And maybe Sherrone was doing things back then and Jim was aware of it. And he put that in his contract, possibly that he knew, and to stick it toward Manuel, in his departure, because him and Ward didn't talk for 6 or 7 months until Santoono made them mend the fence before the 2023 season. Jesse Minter returns only if Ward Manuel's gone. Is it a link to the past? I don't know. He's at that age. He's at the right age for Michigan right now, in my mind. It's interesting with DeBoer in Alabama to make the playoffs when some people were thinking maybe Notre Dame or a different team. That's very interesting for them to be involved in that bracket now. And isn't Ward Manuel on that playoff committee?
Not this year.
No?
No, he was last year.
Okay, well, thank you. And I'm wondering because Ohio State dropped, everybody dropped. Alabama got beat by 3 touchdowns. They didn't move and they made the playoffs. It's just kind of interesting. And this whole debacle of sign stealing, that I waited 20 years for those last 3 years of Jim Harbaugh. I waited 20 years for those.
Yeah.
And no sooner they were here, they were gone. And they were ruined by a debunked sign stealing scandal that started in Columbus, Ohio. So Ohio State will get their day. And this whole thing with Sherrone, it explains why there were never any adjustments, never any corrections, never any development, never any discipline, because he wasn't there. He wasn't there. That's why. I've been searching all year for why. Well, that's the why. And in closing, thank goodness for the 2023 season, because I wouldn't be surprised if one day we're talking about the head coach of Michigan being either JJ or Blake.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, thank you for having me, Doc. Great seeing you guys.
Thank you, Dom.
Thanks.
Go
Hey,
Blue.
Dom.
Yes, sir.
Dom. Hey, Sherrone Moore was adjusting.
What, zipper?
More.
More.
Zipper?
Enough puns.
It's just I think it was.
Hey, listen. I gotta make y'all laugh, man, because this is a crazy situation.
I really believe that for Sherrone, this was more than sex, and that I think he intentionally got her pregnant to keep her tied to him.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's disappointing, and anyway, thanks for having me. Go Blue
Thanks,
guys.
Dom. Good to see you.
Thanks,
Go
Dom.
Blue, buddy.
Go Blue.
All right, JR, did you want to say anything else?
Yeah, one last thing. I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. Jim Tressel was the biggest cheater and the biggest scumbag ever. Just for all them trolls listening. But anyways, Sherrone, I hope he gets the help he needs. And you know what? Michigan is Michigan. No one person dictates Michigan. Okay? Let's go Blue. Thanks for the platform, Doc. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Right.
JR,
Yes, sir.
I know where you work.
Yeah, I know you do. I just, in case some trolls were listening, I didn't want to start any crap.
Hey, well, tell Matt Campbell I said what up.
Hey, that was the guy I've been wanting at Michigan for goddamn a decade. Trust me.
I know. Oh yeah,
Trust
we
me.
wanted Matt Campbell.
Well, him and I are the same age, and we grew up about 60 miles from each other. I watched him play high school. I watched him play in college at Mount Union. Trust me.
Well, now you closer.
Yeah, real close.
Yep. So
Thanks
yeah, man.
again,
God
Ron.
bless you. Hey, God
Love
bless
you
you.
guys.
All right.
I don't know when we'll probably do a post game for the Texas here.
All right, guys.
About a
Talk to
couple
you
weeks.
later. Thanks again, Doc.
See you, JR. All right, yeah, Mama. Yeah, we'll definitely do something before the game and after.
Hold on though. But if we get hired the new coach, we'll do one on that one too.
Yeah, man. We'll figure it out.
All right, Michigan basketball is the truth.
All right. Oh yeah, I'm going to see the team on Saturday night. They're coming here.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know. Hey, listen. So you know how the Oklahoma Thunder is blowing people out?
Yeah.
That's how Michigan's playing in college.
Yes.
All right, brother. Let's get my kids, man. They acting the fool. Love, brother.
All right. You have a good night, JR. You have a good night. All right, everybody. I'm gonna go. It's been I didn't expect to stream tonight, but Sherrone and Ward Manuel they created a need to stream. So I'm gonna be quick. Thank you to the panelists here. Let me give them a round of applause. Thank you to you, the viewers. Easy9, Easy9, EasyJ9727, you were jousting with Marmar there in the chat. John Stoops, Span Marchiello, 726, Griffin Goodrich, everybody who came through in the chat, Coach Antoine, Jared Dwayne, I think you were a Buckeye. I think you were trolling us a little bit. Yep, go Bucks. Guys, I'm not going to do the whole book spiel. Marmar was here. There's a nice picture of Marmar smile, showing us that signature Marmar grin, holding my book there in the community chat, the community tab. The details are there. If you want to order a copy, consider ordering a copy of the Engineers of Western New York basketball story for someone this holiday season, for yourself or for someone else. The details are there. Just look for that picture of Marmar in my community tab. And hey, let's end with a word. Sherrone, thank you for your service. This ended kind of messy. You did get some historic wins for us while you were the head coach, and we're gonna end Sherrone with a tribute to you.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is continue to look at what you're doing, how you're doing. I thought we did a good job of putting people in position, moving guys around, but we got to continue to do that. Continue to challenge the O-line, continue to challenge everybody in the rooms. It's not just one position, right? It's everybody. So we'll all do it together and fix it.
One more word from Sherrone.
Really comes down to angles, the angles that we take, the pursuit angles that we take, and trusting those angles. There's so many examples as we go through it, and as we've gone through the tape, been through it many times of how we got to fix it, and players have been in numerous times already to look at it and fix it, and those are the big things we'll continue to attack as we go through the week.
Sherrone, all right. Sherrone, tell us about speed and space.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to last week, thought tackling was outstanding, and one of the things we really hit on beginning of the week was speed and space, tackling their speed and space. We didn't do a good job of that.
All right, everyone. TJ Ronan and Johnny, the voice of Michigan, the voice of college football, they're live right now. I'll probably turn them on and see what they're talking about. They're talking about this and other stuff. Everybody, go blue. As always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Yeah, we're look for we're going to keep our eyes on what's happening with Ward and the new coach and the bowl game, pre-bowl game, and then after the bowl game. And we'll go from there. I'm going to see the basketball team play on Saturday night here at Maryland. So just look out for all the stuff. Have a good night, and I will talk to you the next time. Go blue.